Hey bookworms, I did a thing. I read my first ever Brandon Sanderson book. And let me tell you, it was really good. It lived up to the hype completely. So I started off my Brandon Sanderson journey with the first one he ever published, Elantris. Brandon Sanderson is currently living in the same state that I do, which is Utah. One of my neighbors, he has like a bunch of kids and he's older. He's about Brandon Sanderson's age, but they've been friends for years. Every Sunday he goes over and plays D&D with Brandon Sanderson in his man cave because Brandon Sanderson made his own man cave because he can, and he's a fantasy author. Like, who wouldn't want a man cave to write stuff in? Anyways, I thought that was a really cool fact and you should all know. One day I want a woman cave, which is basically just gonna be flowery, fairy core, Regency everything. One day I'm gonna be a YouTuber that's like my dream library, but so far this is my library. There's more books in the other room, but I only have 3 shelves. Let's talk about Brandon Sanderson, shall we? So this is his first ever book that he ever published, and people are saying it's definitely like not his best. Like, he just gets a better series, a better writer, which is awesome. I mean, I'm so excited, and I can't imagine it because I feel like he started off so strong with his debut novel. This is a standalone, and I love that it was a standalone. It was still like on the bigger side of books that I've read, but compared to Brandon Sanderson's other published works, this is not even close to some of his longest. I know some are like double the size. So I'm really excited to dive in because even though this one was so detailed and so amazing and the world building was so creative, I feel like we could have gone so much deeper even because he made such a solid world. And I feel like that's why he expanded so much. And I hear he even has some like crossover characters because it's the same universe but different worlds. Now I have no idea what I'm saying, so I really don't know what that means, but I think there is like a reoccurring cameo in each of his books that he's written. I've heard there's like a character. You guys can like kind of guide me through in the comments below and be like, la, la, la. This was just really interesting to read my first Brandon Sanderson book ever because he is one of the most well-known fantasy authors today, and he's just very original, and I've heard that all his books are amazing and women and men all around the world just love and adore them. One thing I heard, at least my brother, he loves Brandon Sanderson, was like, oh, it kind of takes forever to get going, and then once it gets going it's just so fast, and then the climax is like forever long and then it ends. And I was like, okay, so I was kind of expecting that, but for me, I feel that I was entertained the entire time. As soon as Raoden goes through the Sheod and he is an Elantrian and thrown into Elantris, I was like, this is so interesting! He's a prince and it's hidden and it's amazing, incredible. The side plot romance was just beautifully done for me because all I need is a little bit of romance to keep me satisfied because I love any bit of romance. And I feel that was just so sweet because she didn't know. Serene didn't know that Raoden was Raoden, and it was so cute.
Hey everyone, this is a quick intermission. Please subscribe to my wife's channel. She works so hard and she's cute, so.
Aww,
okay,
thanks.
bye.
Everything that came with the politics, with the aeons, with the way everything was set up, I just thought it was really incredible and unique, and how there was even cults and different religions, and it was just really awesome, and I absolutely loved it. Galadon was an amazing character. He was just an amazing, and I loved his positivity, but also his like negativity. That was like a perfect way, just like, Sully, stop trying so hard, like, we're screwed. I loved following Raoden as he fixed Elantris, as he helped Elantris, how he made something that had been basically damned and he made it livable, possible, and he even made people feel better. Technically, they couldn't really die. They didn't need food. They could just live in filth and just keep dying in filth. But he was like, no. And I loved how he exercised authority in a place that had none. Like, I feel like we got to know Raoden so well, even with a lack of a whole background on him. And also Serene too, like exercising her authority as technically a queen. How she just would defy what the priest, what the king was currently doing. And it kind of like messed things up and she felt bad, but also she did what needed to happen. I was just really pleasantly surprised at how we followed different characters throughout the entire book. I didn't know that it was a multi-perspective, and it was just really awesome to just see it all come together and click at the end. And Brandon Sanderson kind of scared me near the end there because I was like, this has got to work out, right? This has got to work out. But I was really scared because we didn't have much time left, and I feel like Brandon Sanderson had this whole book and then the little end is like this much longer, and I was scared that everything was gonna be screwed and Raoden was gonna die. I was really nervous. I was like, this can't be happening. Then he was exalted into a true Elantrian, and that was really awesome. And I feel like they both were able to exercise their authority. Brandon Sanderson is just a really brilliant writer, because near the end, Serene's thinking to herself, you know, I don't have answers to this, this, and this, which were questions that maybe a lot of readers would have had, but she was just thinking, I guess it will just all unfold in time. And I feel like that's maybe what he goes into more in the rest of his books or other series, is more of like these question and answers. But I thought it was really smart of him to address maybe what people could consider plot holes, open-ended questions. But I feel like he did really good at like addressing those. The priests, I wasn't interested in the priests whatsoever until the very end. So Rathan was incredibly written character. Although sometimes his chapters I just felt so slow and I was like, what am I reading this for? No offense. But I loved that at the end that he realized he had grown up in a religion that was false and that he had been taught and brainwashed and he didn't know what was correct. And so he changed and he was able to sacrifice himself. And so even Serene at the end was like, he is in no way perfect, but he was our savior. And I thought that was just like a really deep concept of heroism and how we don't have to be perfect to be a hero. Raoden was pretty much perfect. Now I know he's not, actually. I know he's not. I kind of just fell in love with him as a character because he was just... People sometimes forget that your main character can just be a good-hearted, hard-working person. They can just be like a good guy who wants to rule the country, send people on a righteous path. I just feel like he just fit that so well of just being the way he is. And although Raoden was not a boring character, he was just a good person. We just knew him right off the bat what kind of guy he was. That was just crazy, and especially how they could fake turning into an Elantrian. That was really sick. Oh, I wish that Serene and Raoden kissed. Brandon, why did you leave me in the dark like that? They got married. Like, that's exciting, but I feel like he had such a good slow burn and build up. I loved it. Like, I'm not complaining, but I wish there was just a moment, not even like a kiss, but I wish they had a single-handed moment. And there is one when he has his arm wrapped around her. They're looking over Elantris and they're like talking, right? And he like grows her hair back. That part. I wish that there was kind of a conversation of like, I love you. I mean, I think they both knew that they loved each other, and Raoden said it as he narrated. I feel like there was never conversation. Serene, thank you so much. I love you. I hear the Mistborn series has incredible romance, so I'm really excited. I mean, not that it's all about romance, but I don't care. I just need a little bit of romance and even a slow burn, because if it's not gonna be centered on romance, I just want there to be hints of it throughout the series, and I feel like Brandon Sanderson will do that perfectly. So his standalone was incredible, Elantris. There's been a second one in the works I've seen for years, but who knows if that will actually ever happen. But I would totally read it. Anyways, so if any of you are like me, I love audiobooks. I also love reading physical books. I'm all about any type of reading anything, but I listen to it on graphic audio just on my library app, and it's just a full cast, so everyone has different voices, cinematic music, and sound effects. It actually cuts down the audiobooks significantly because they don't do like, she shouted, he explained, he whispered quietly in the corridor. It just like has it, a loud bang exploded and you would just hear it. And so a lot of like dialogue and descriptive words are just cut out, which like I personally loved. Would I want every audiobook to be like that? Maybe not, but it was really fun for this one. My favorite part of the audiobook was actually the voice actor for Raoden. He had an incredible voice. I just feel like he fit the character perfectly. Like, he spoke with authority and with his very prince-like, and the one for Serene was okay, but whatever. That's it. That was kind of a short video. I just want to say that that was really fun. I didn't really talk too much into it. Thank you so much for watching, and bye!